Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sonnen, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for y'all, man. But before we get into it here, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So Stephen A. Smith made a lot of news with his interview that he did on the Pivot podcast. And the part that's really making headlines is his comments about LeBron James. He said a few things, but there was one particular thing that he said that really got a lot of people talking, which was he's essentially saying that, or he essentially said that LeBron never goes at whites. He's always ready to call out black media members and all of that, but he rarely never goes at whites. And I'm like, I wonder who he's talking about. Well, LeBron was willing to holler at some company or get at some company that was making AI videos or something like that to cancel it. But there was a particular ESPN commentator, former UFC fighter by the name of Chael Sonnen, who on multiple occasions accused LeBron James of using performance enhancers, EPOs to be specific. And we never heard a mumbling word out of him. For those of you who may not know who Chael Sonnen is, or maybe don't remember what he had to say, I want to play a little bit of what Chael Sonnen accused LeBron James of. Take a listen to him here.
Yeah, bigger, stronger, faster in that order. But they got some performance enhancers. Like, if the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player and you're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to. But there's only one golfer that follows the big three. And the big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth quarter just like you shot in the fourth minute.
More red blood cells, more oxygen in your red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers. When I was a sophomore in high school, and Suzanne Summers wrote a book that was separated by like 3 months, and they both told the truth. Sylvester Stallone said, hey, there's something out there called human growth hormone. In other countries, it sits on the shelves. I several times have driven across the border into Mexico. I just walked in the pharmacy and grabbed it. Here in America, you can't get it come hook or crook, and that will be different. In 30 years, when people finally realize, to what I've already realized, you will be able to get it. This was just a claim he made. I mean, I'm just going back all this time, and I remember him saying it. It was a very honorable thing that Stallone did, and he wants to go out and put out pictures and videos and show himself lifting weights. That's very honorable, because he's telling us what he's doing. And if that inspires you or something you'd like to do, you can now follow his recipe and have a reasonable expectation that you get somewhere to those same gains. I think there's an honor in that. And when I brought up to Andrew Schultz about the EPO and LeBron James, I just bring that to you. I'm not putting down LeBron. There's 10 guys that do it. Like, that has separated itself. I mean, I only know one golfer that's on the diet. And I'm talking about the big three. I'm talking about boost your test, IGF-1, which means growth hormone, EPO. I only know one golfer. Of all of golf, I only know ever in the history of golf, all the way back to, remember the Lee Trevino, the great? I only know one golfer that they call him Tiger, because this stuff works.
Great. So that's Chael Sonnen, essentially saying LeBron is using PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. LeBron has never responded to this guy. Not even one time. So when Stephen A. Smith started to bring this point up about, oh, he never goes at whites, he only goes at blacks, I'm like, interesting. For those of y'all who didn't hear his comments on the pivot, want to play for you now and really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Knowing that, I still went on the air and was fair. And to me, you know, the way he handled the situation, coming up to me, courtside, all right, fine, you're emotional, whatever. I don't know who's getting on you at home and you might have felt compelled to do it. All right, fine. You reach on Saturday night in Boston. After that happens, you talking to RJ, Richard Jefferson, our colleague at ESPN. Good brother, your former teammate. Whisper in his ear, he said something about me as a father. I couldn't take that. But when that man went on Pat McAfee show, just to insult me, that was the final straw. Bob Iger knows it. Jimmy Pitaro knows it. Burke Magnus knows it. Bosses at ESPN. Dave Roberts knows it. Rich Paul knows it. I'm sure, even though I haven't spoken to him directly, Maverick Carter knows it. The closest that I've ever come to backing up in my life has evaporated. I won't take one back step when it comes to him in life ever again, because I've done my job. He took it personal and took it to another level. To come on ESPN just to insult me with a show that comes on after me, we know what you were doing. So my attitude is, fine. This is how you want to do it? We good. Now we're in my lane. Because, make no mistake, it's my lane. LeBron trying to go up against me, you could try that, go in the shop. Just so y'all know, before anything happened, I volunteered to come on the shop. When I've been asked, I said, one condition, no edits. Air what you see. I'll happily come on. This is what I said at the time before any of that had happened. But he's not gonna take me up on that offer because you see, I keep receipts. And you wanna play that game with me, we fine. But the world needs to just understand, I'm gonna be professional. And I'm never gonna violate my professional ethics. I'm not gonna impugn my name, that of ESPN and Walt Disney, SiriusXM, or anybody else. But in the same breath, there's nothing wrong with telling the truth. I don't like his ass. And he don't like me. And I'm good with it. We never get into it really about in professional sports, but primarily the NBA, where you got cats and they go at NBA players and stuff like that. Like, you bring up LeBron. You ever see LeBron go at a white boy? It's called what it is. You ever see him do that? You saw him come at me. Closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Windhorst. What you calling out Brian Windhorst for? The man covered you since junior high school and has praised you repeatedly. And you used the Pat McAfee situation to go at him. You understand? And that's the only time you ever seen LeBron James, really go at somebody white. I'm gonna call it what it is. So we understand each other. I understand a lot more. And I'll tell you, I'll divulge to my boy and his boy right here, when I did my monologue for 17 and a half, 18 minutes, the day after he decided to go on Pat McAfee's show, all right? And I said what I said and meant every syllable of what I said. Immediately after, I was informed that we won't be hearing more from him about me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I got receipts. Anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not just him.
Great. So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. What are my thoughts about all of this? First of all, let me state what's already out there in the zeitgeist. People are calling out Stephen A. Smith because they're like, are you the one to talk? Because as you guys know, people feel like Stephen A. Smith has a propensity to go at blacks, but doesn't do the same with whites. So they're basically saying this is the pot calling the kettle black, right? You're accusing him of something that you're already being accused of, right? This is like I'm not going to use the word crime, right? On crime. I'm not going to use the word. But anyway, what are my thoughts about this? Stephen A. Smith brings up a valid point, but again, he's been accused of the same thing, right? LeBron never... Who believes LeBron James is going to run up on Skip Bayless like that? Who believes it? You believe LeBron James is going to run up on Skip Bayless? He would never do it. Why didn't LeBron James run up on Chael Sonnen? Why didn't he even put out a statement like, "Yo, this is defamation here"? You could sue him for that, because if it's not true, you could sue him for that. I mean, these are damaging claims. This ain't claiming that LeBron has, 11 toes or something like that. No, this is a damaging claim. Something that speaks to the basically everything that you built in your career. Not one word. And Chael Sonnen has said it on multiple occasions. I think he said it on Andrew Schultz's show. He said it on PBD's podcast. He said not one or two, multiple times. And it's not the only time something like this has been alluded to. Many NBA players have done the same. Hell, Jeff Teague was doing the moonwalk earlier this year when he said LeBron was on something. So how is it that you never win at all? Y'all win at Jeff Teague, though. Y'all got Jeff Teague to retract his comments. Why didn't you get Chael Sonnen to retract his? Bro, they all the same, bro. They're all the same, all of them. They're all the same. These two guys, they're the same people, bro. That's why they don't get along. They have like clashing personalities. They're the same, the two of them. The two of them, right? Same thing can be said for Stephen A. Smith. That's why everybody is putting the hot rod on his ass this week, because they're like, yo, you going at Jasmine Crockett for how she speaks. Why don't you go with the president? They're the same person, the two of these people. The same person, the two of them. So, of course, they're not going to get along. Of course, they're not going to get along. Stephen A. Smith is pointing out something that's obvious, and people have pointed out something that's obvious about Stephen A. Smith. They're the same person. That's why they don't get along. More or less, give or take. That's my honest take on the matter. I think these two dudes are shouting across each other. Literally. Like, that's what I think. I don't see it being anything else. You know, if LeBron is so concerned about his image, why don't you make a statement about Chael Sonnen, man? Come on. You beefing with Brian, you going at Brian Windhorst, bro? Brian Windhorst? A well-known twerker for you? This is how you treat your fans? Why don't you go after Chael Sonnen and respond to the stuff he said? Come on, man. Like, they're the same people, bro. That's just my opinion. I think these two dudes are literally the same person. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. I'm out. Peace.